Yo, you are not rocking with the best. Breaking Records Radio.
Man, radio is like the place to be. I don't fuck strange music, dude.
Check it out, Breaking Records Radio and the place to be. You know what it is, your host Maloney, and I got a very, very special guest on the phone with me right now, man. We got the legendary Tony Sunshine with us, man. How are you doing?
I'm blessed, man. I can't complain. How are you?
I can't complain, man. You know, aside from, you know, being stuck inside, you know, and not really knowing how long this might last. You know, got to keep yourself busy, but everything's all blessed aside from that, man.
Right. Yeah, aside from being quarantined and aside from what's going on in the world, I am blessed. I can't complain. You know, God has allowed me a roof over my head and a place to feel safe, and I'm grateful, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. And you know what? A lot of people have been complaining, you know, especially when you're online. You see people complaining every day about having to be quarantined and all this stuff. But, you know, it's exactly like you said, man. Like, we just got to be happy and blessed that we have roofs over our heads, that we have somewhere we can stay safe. Because, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, just even in the States and Canada here alone that don't have that blessing, let alone worldwide, man.
Right. There are so many homeless people out in the street right now without an answer, you know, that need a whole lot of prayer. There are many people that are in prison right now. It's beyond their control. There's nowhere they could go. There's nowhere they could hide. If the virus attacks, it's just going to attack them. There's nothing they could do about it, you know. It's just so many different things that we need to look at and quit the complaining, because things can be worse, you know, aside from the virus, because the virus is a very, very, very terrible thing, you know, is a monster in itself. But I mean, besides that, take that away from the equation, and, you know, there should really be no reason to complain unless you are homeless, unless you are in prison, unless you are facing adversities and you are in a situation where things are beyond your control. You shouldn't be complaining. You know?
Yeah, it's a fact, man. You know, I'm one of the people who always tries to see the glass half full, because that's the thing. No matter what happens in life, you know, on a day-to-day basis, like even take the virus away from it, it's like, you know, there's always somebody who's got it a lot worse. Not even just somebody. There's always millions of people that got it a lot worse than me, man. You know, it's like, as long as you keep that mind state, a lot of times it makes, you know, the things in your day-to-day life seem very trivial, you know?
Right. Well, this disease is this virus, it's not a disease, it's a virus, is a very cunning virus. It's a very, very deceitful, it's very, you know, unexplainable, and it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care how much money you have. It doesn't care how much money you don't. It doesn't care how tough you are. It doesn't care how young you are. It doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't give a shit about you, you know.
Yeah. So
it's very important for people to follow rules and regulations and follow protocol. And it seems that is the hardest part right now for people.
Yeah.
The hardest part for some people is to follow protocol, to follow rules and regulations, and be told what to do. You know? So it is not going to get better. It's going to get worse before we see some type of clarity, so to speak, with what's going on.
Yeah, for sure, man. And, you know, I was going to ask, like, if anybody you know personally has been affected by it, but I know you actually on your new single, Revolution, you got Fred the Godson, and he's actually battling with it right now. So, you know, I want to send my prayers to Fred the Godson.
Yeah, you know, we have Fred the Godson. God bless him. He's in our prayers. Another very good friend of mine, Jimmy, from Jimmy's Bronx Cafe. He's dealing with it. You know, we have another friend by the name of Corleone who just came home, and we have a record together, and he's a near and dear friend of mine. He's battling the virus. Another near and dear great friend of ours and childhood friend of ours, JB Jigga Hove. You know, he just lost his dad to the virus. Like, it's a real serious situation. you know, and a lot of people that didn't believe before, you know, are believers by force.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very important. Again, don't wait till it hits home. Don't wait till you're dealing with it yourself to become a believer. It took me about 3 or 4 days to actually become a super believer. You know, because Los himself, my brother, you know, he called me and we had a conversation about it quite a few times, and I was like, yeah, all right, man, this shit gonna, you know, it's gonna come and it's gonna go, and it's gonna be like, you know, like what was it that hit a few years back? Was it Lyme or Ebola or something like that?
Yeah, we've had a few of them. We've had, like, you know, the bird flu, the swine
flu.
Yeah.
We got quite a few things that came in and came out, but you know, we found a solution for it, and ultimately it wasn't as significant and as terrible as the coronavirus. You know.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man. Have you had a chance to talk to Fred at all since you know, he's been dealing with this?
I haven't had a chance to speak to Fred personally. You know, I don't think that they're allowing him to actually get on the phone or use too much energy.
Yeah.
You know, I think that his energy is to be directed and be utilized towards his recovery.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've spoken to very, very close friends and family, and, you know, he's doing better. He's doing much better. But again, I don't think that's for me to speak on.
Yeah.
That's for his family. That's for his wife and his wife and his family to give that type of information out. All I can tell you is that we're praying for him deeply, and you know, we love him. And we're hoping that God allows him to make a full, speedy recovery so that the world can get a glimpse of, you know, more of what he has to offer.
Yeah, man, for sure. Fred's one of those dudes right now who's really holding up the flag for, you know, just fierce lyricism, like, you know, kind of the type of flag, you know, almost like, you know, Pun held up, you know. He's kind of in that what's the word I'm looking for? In that lineage of just, you know, fierce spitters, man, you know.
He's a super talented dude, and what's special about him is that he is a true lyricist.
Yeah.
Like, he is a true lyricist. He's not a rapper. He's not, you know, what do you call it? There's just so many different ways to put it. But all I can say is that he is a true-to-the-heart lyricist. He's special, man.
Yeah.
The way he puts his words together and the metaphors and, you know, the way he comes up with them is just different. It's just a different breed.
Yeah, he's very you know, his metaphors are crazy, and he's very, like, you know, he's got his own thing too, you know. I find a lot of lyrical dudes kind of follow in the same lineage of other dudes, you know what I mean? But, like, he's found a way to kind of do it very original and kind of has his own, you know, he has his own pocket of doing it, which is one thing I really like about it. Like, he's innovative with it.
Yep.
I was curious, like, how did the Revolution joint come about? Like, do you and him got, like, a long-standing relationship, or was he just somebody you seen kind of, you know?
Well, I know Fred, let's just say, I've known Fred for almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
You know, I was one of the first cats in the industry to actually really pay attention to what he was doing, through mutual friends, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Through mutual friends and family that, you know, brought him around. And, you know, I got to see him in very, 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 very super early stages of development. You know, I shared a lot of moments with him in the studio. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people that have, you know, a few joints in their hard drives with me and Fred just freestyling and shit like that. And, you know, like jewelry, we would talk about jewelry over the phone, and he would get a new bracelet and ring and call me and tell me about it and want to show it to me, and vice versa, you know. Like, Fred is really my man. Like, that's really my guy. You know what I mean? So I had Revolution. I recorded Revolution about 2 years ago. you know, and I was in that type of vibe, and I was feeling that way, and, you know, I heard the beat, I went in and I freestyled it, because the majority of my music is just a vibing off impulse, and I don't really like to go in and rewrite or change too many things, especially when there's a vibe. So that right there, ready to start a revolution, it just came from the gut. It's not something that I wrote down.
Oh, wow.
It's not something that, you know, I had sitting in my head and I thought it would be dope. It's just what I heard when I went in the booth. So I went in the booth, I put the headsets on, and the music was playing, and that's what came to mind. Ready to start a revolution. I'm hoping that you'll be right. And it just started, you know, the words just started pouring out on their own. And then I'm what you call a music hoarder. I just like record so many songs. I have so many songs just sitting in the archives and just sitting in the studio in the hard drive and things like that. Los was kind of telling me, like, yo, that song is dope. You know, it's dope. And when we in the rooms and I'm playing some of my music for other people, he kind of tells me to play that record, and I'll play that record, and people will tell me, bring it back. Like, let me hear that one. What you doing with that one?
Yeah.
So what's going on and the times, and it just made sense. It just matched the times that what's going on. I reached out to Fred. I sent him the record, and he sent it back like 2 days later with his verse, and he thought that it was an incredible, amazing record, and he was like, yo, bro, video? Like, what we doing? You say the word, we doing it. You know what I mean? And we spoke about that. We aimed for April 3rd to drop the record. He was happy about it. We was in agreement, and then a few days later, he landed in the hospital. So I waited a few days. We pushed back, but due to the fact that we already had it in the works, and it's something that we had spoke about with the fans. And also I felt like, yeah, Fred is dealing with something, and he's dealing with the corona, and he's in the hospital. But that doesn't mean that the world doesn't deserve to hear his voice.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that his message shouldn't be sent across the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we dropped the record anyway. We dropped the record anyway in hopes and in prayers that it'll uplift him a little bit and send energy waves across the world to God, so that God can allow him to get up.
Yeah.
You know, because the power of prayer is impeccable, and prayers in numbers are deniable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, it's a given. It's a given that the world needs to hear his message and hear his words. So we put the record out anyway.
Yeah.
And what we did is, it's on SoundCloud. It's a free download. We didn't try to make $1 off of it. We didn't clout chase and try to, you know, capitalize off of the situation. That's not what we tried to do. It's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to give the people positive energy at this present moment. We're trying to give people a little bit of inspiration towards love. Love is everything right now. We need love. We need positivity. We need inspiration more than anything at this present moment in time. You know, and it's so easy to make shoot 'em up, bang bang records. It's so easy to make turn up, shake your ass, twerk records, throw your money in it. You know, that's easy. What's not easy these days is to come across somebody who's willing to just continuously spread a positive message. And that's what revolution is about. We're not condoning a violent revolution in no shape, form, or fashion. That's not what we call it for. We call it for a love revolution. We call it for a positive revolution. You know what I mean? We calling for people to open up their eyes and stand firm and realize that we are in a terrible place. We need to stop contributing to the violence. We need to stop contributing to the negative, the negativity that's going out there. Especially right now with the coronavirus. We're already dying.
Yeah.
We don't need to contribute to the bullshit because we're already dying. God has already sent us a message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's already sending us a message that we fucking up. We playing too many games. So I'm a strong believer, man. I'm a strong believer. So if everybody got together and did the right thing, if everybody followed protocol, if everybody stayed home and did what they had to do, you know, things would ease up. Things would ease up, and it's going only get worse before it gets better. But you know, we gotta keep the faith in our higher power.
Yeah.
You know, and only he can put his healing hand on us, and only he can stop what's going on. But we gotta believe, and we gotta start doing what's right. I don't mean to sound like a crazy man, yo. I really don't. I don't mean to ramble off and sound crazy. I'm just speaking my truth and speaking what's in my heart in hopes that I can touch somebody and enlighten them.
No,
this shit is real.
It's true, though, man.
This shit is real. It's not fake.
It's true, man. And what you say, like, you know, I'm a high, I'm not religious, but I'm very high believer in, you know, the power of energy and putting energy out there. And like you said, you know, like energy in numbers. And I agree with you 100%. Like, I think it's important, you know, with him battling right now, I think it's important that, you know, his voice still be heard, you know, and like you said, you had a release date already set forth. So, you know, I think, you know, that's what he would like to see done. I think he'd still like to see the record come out and stuff. And, you know, people to be able to hear his voice in a positive light, opposed to just like listening and dwelling on the news. It's important for, you know, people to see him in his element and doing the thing he does best, and, you know, keep that positive energy moving forward to, you know, to be reciprocated back to him, and, you know, help him, you know, get up out that bed and keep going harder than ever. Agreed. 100%. You hit it on the nose. Yeah, man. But you know, I'm not a religious individual myself, but I am very spiritual. You know, being spiritual and being religious are two different things. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know if you understand what I mean, but that's for another interview anyway. Yeah. No, I totally get you. I totally get you 100%, man. I'm the exact same way.